Hello, all you gorgeous people. Welcome to episode 10 of We Gonna Win the League podcast. Unfortunately, this hasn't taken off like I expected it to be. I was expecting to be on a beach with a cocktail, spending my millions from TikTok views and Facebook monetization. But yeah, anyway,
all in good times.
Enough about me anyway. So it's me, Craig, Dennis, and Tom. If James arrives, it could be today, it could be tomorrow, who knows? He just turns up when he wants to. So we're going to kick off, and I feel like we always kick off with Liverpool, but at the moment, publicity is good.
You should.
Publicity is good publicity, and unfortunately, what gets the views is when things go wrong for a team that things should be going right for. So I'm going to kick off with Dennis because I think we need, before James arrives, we need an opinion of Dennis before the insults start, because we all know there's going to be some insults, and let's just get to the nitty-bitty grit. So Dennis, Liverpool clearly are not playing well. I'm not saying there's a witch hunt, but they're not playing well. And I watched the game, and I couldn't believe the passing was so poor. I'm starting to think I would expect Liverpool now. Yes, it's a new team, to get better in stages. Not saying they're going to win every single game, but it just feels like they're digressing a little bit. Tell me what your view is on the game, but also just like little things that they should be getting right at the moment.
Yeah, Brentford versus Liverpool, another away game for Liverpool. I think they've had more away games than any other team on the top three currently. So you expect them to be a difficult game. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Craig. A little bit. I think Brentford started very well. They managed to get a goal within, I think, the 5th minute via the what's his name, Dango Otara. Fantastic goal. And then I think Liverpool just struggled in midfield. I think there was two less players on midfield, and the defense were way too up high, which allowed Brentford to get back and attack as soon as possible. So it was very difficult to track them down once they're in the attack mode. I think that's down to the manager. I think tactically, he's pushing Van Dijk and Konate far too far off. There's some times that I've seen them that like Van Dijk could be over the line, when they were attacking. There's just no defense at all again. So it was a very horrible game to watch. During I think they managed to score a second goal before the halftime again. I think it was, what was it, a penalty? Yeah, it was a penalty. Yeah, it was a penalty that was given. Van Dijk supposedly fouled the guy on the line. Originally, the keeper gave it a free kick, so they were setting up a free kick. And somehow VAR came along and said, look, it's on the line. It's a penalty. And this goes back to the conversation we had last year, I think, with the VAR issue. Like, I'm pretty sure they said last year that VAR is not there to referee the game constantly on this little thing. They're not going to referee the game. They only want to look at the big talking point, like the offside or the handballs and things. If the referee gave a free kick initially, why is VAR re-referring the decision? Like, it's such a ridiculous penalty to give away. It's just utter nonsense. And after the game, you hear all the pundits talking about the controversial penalty. Everyone's like, "Oh, we agree with the referee. We agree with the referee." It's like, where's your head, man? Like, fucking hell. Like, how can you agree with a referee? It's such a soft penalty to give away. And then on the other side, Gakpo got fouled. Yeah, I think Gakpo's position was more of a penalty than the other guy was. So, it was a bit annoying, but it doesn't take away Brentford's ability to, they played really well. It just looked like a very entertaining game. It wasn't, and Brentford looked like a Barcelona team. It's always happened. Every single time Liverpool plays and we're in a bad form, every opponent always trying to, they play on the prime, man. It's so crazy. I think someone's coming on now. Let me just admit this guy here.
It's
Well, it looks like he's starting off
the main event.
I'm like, admit this guy here.
What up, you alright?
Yeah.
So
What are you in the toilet?
McDonald's.
I'm in the toilet.
I think the losses that should have lost. I think that game should have been a draw. It should have been a 2-2 without the penalty. And this goes back to the Man United game from last week as well. That first goal for Man United should not have happened when you had a head injury and carried on. I felt like it was unfair decision that we lost the last 2 games instead of a draws. I think that made
Dennis Trump, right? Poor old Dennis Trump, the old witch hunt.
So James, just to let you know, we've started, and obviously Dan's give his opinions on the game. I want to before we bring the main event in, James. I want to get Tom involved, and I just want to tell him that's, another goal Liverpool let in within the first 5 minutes of the game. You didn't watch a lot of the matches this weekend, as you said, but you must have seen some of the.
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you.
You must have seen some of.
So I missed that. Some
of the highlights. I didn't even know McDonald's asked you if your food was all right. I didn't think that's the thing. It must be one of the poshest McDonald's I know.
Yeah, well, it's the only place I could go. I should have had it in the car, really, but never mind.
You're going to leave a tip or something. Anyway, Tom, I just want to know what your thoughts are about Liverpool's game management, especially at the beginning of the games, and also Liverpool's defensive vulnerabilities, because what I saw, and it's not me, everyone thinks I've got a vendetta against Konate. And again, it might be the tactics, but I just feel like sometimes he doesn't give the same. I'm not saying he doesn't give enough, or he doesn't give the.
He looks pudgy at sometimes. I think he's been eating too much, Konate. I think he looks a bit pudgy. He kind of looks like Gyökeres at the minute.
So, Tom, what was?
Yeah, well, so as you said, I didn't actually watch any of the games this weekend because I was away doing other things and didn't get a chance to. So I can't really comment as much as I
every week. I didn't watch any of them.
So I don't say that every week. That's a silly thing to say. Anything. Anyway, but
do you think Liverpool's in
what do you think about
vulnerabilities? I'm thinking, like, if you give me a second, then I can think as well, can't I?
Oh, Dennis was just about cutting. I thought you gave up. So.
Like, he was butting him because he's quite a rude individual, isn't he, Dan? Who just interrupts every time when you say something. So, but yeah, I think it's to do with the defense, but also I think the defense are just leaving too much gaps in the middle, and then the defense are having to go super high, and then they're out of position, and so they're trying to chase back all the time, and they're not natural at doing that, and so the ball is getting through that way. So midfield basically aren't very good at the moment, and so the ball is getting straight through, and I think you need to have a system where you tell your defense and midfield to actually stay strict and trust that the top 3 will go and score, or like top 4.
Thomas manager,
that's what I think should happen, and then that will work well, because both Van Dijk is also doing really badly. I mean, let's face it. I mean, like, it's not just Konate, but Van Dijk is doing shockingly bad. And the fact is you have 2 centre backs who are both going through a bad phase, and if you have one centre back that's going through a bad phase, well, then basically the other one can sort of help out, while like both of them are going through a bad phase.
Yeah.
So it's quite bad news for you, really.
I mean, I think it's just a lack of leadership as well in the team. No one seems to be like turning up. You expect Salah to be the main guy, or Van Dijk to be as the captain, saying, "Look, get all your shit together." Like, nobody's shouting at each other. And also, Kerkis, even though he scored a goal, he's just, I think he's just too electric. Sometimes he just goes in too fast, and I think he got a yellow card again. So we need stability, on the defense, and I think that's what's been missing. And to be honest, that Brentford game, I would rather take a loss on that very entertaining game any day than win something like like a set piece corner or something, and then you sit around for 90 minutes. Any day, I would take that loss. That's a fair play game.
You cannot be saying that. That is ridiculous.
I want to get.
Football's supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to be entertaining. There's a lot of things, but when everybody seems to be playing boring football this day. So
yeah, but the other thing is you see the difference between Liverpool and Arsenal is the Arsenal they're solid, right? So the defense, midfield are absolutely solid. We've had, I think it's 4 or 5 games in a row, and we haven't given a single goal away. We've been 4 or 5 games in a row. And even though it's a 1-0 or 2-0 victory,
yeah, because you parked the bus.
That still is there were plenty of other chances where we could and should actually have gone. I think it was 2-3-0 basically against Palace. I mean, but there were 2 or 3 other chances when we should have scored. I mean, was like Gabriel header, they hit the crossbar, and so that was 2-0.
That was from the corner. That was
right there. Well, yeah, but it doesn't matter because the whole point of football is to win.
Yes, my point I'm making is
football. Yes, that's the point.
The point I'm making is the reason why Arsenal has not been conceding so many goals is they've been parking the defense, parking the bus, and they rely on corners to win the game. And that's the whole point of Arsenal at the minute. The reason nobody can score against them, and that's why you have clean sheet, is because you've been parking the bus. You put all your defense back, And the only way you can score a goal is trying to get a foul, get a corner, or throw in, and it's been working so far. Now, don't get me wrong, well done to you. It's been working so far, but
I think that
don't say that you have the best
defense
because you've not conceded. It's a difference of parking the bus.
Was that from a set piece, James? That Eze goal?
Yes, he was.
He half it in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, but it's still skillful for somebody to do a half volley in there. It's not straight from it gets past one a bit. Well, then it goes in, doesn't it? So
it was a free kick that Gabriel headed back, and then it went to Eze, and he karate kicked in.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm surprised you weren't impressed with that Dennis, because you love the karate kicks, don't you? The series and all that. So you really would have liked that. I thought you'd have been, because that was such good agility. That karate kick. That was and we had some other good.
It's kind of easy to score a karate kick when everybody's just standing from a corner piece and that's a chance to move. It happens so fast.
All right, then. All right,
I mean, if you compare that as a goal to Mo Salah's goal, where he got the ball in on an open play. No, that was a real goal. That's more fascinating goal than Eze comparison to.
Oh, Eze's won a real goal then. Yours was a real goal. It was like a plastic goal or something.
It's just a terrible it's a terrible boring game. But well done to you. You're gonna give it to Arsenal for nailing the tactics. Park the bus, get as many fouls as you can get in the other side's half, and get Declan Rice to chuck the ball in, and everybody stand in front of the keeper, block him in, so we can get a goal from the corner. Which, by the way, it's a foul, but nobody seems to be calling it a foul when Arsenal every time they score from a corner, which is really
what we fouled on the Eze goal. You
say how many times Gabriel has scored from a corner, which is a foul to the keeper. Half of your players block the keeper, so he's not able to move or jump out.
I just don't know what is
you get away with it every single week, and no one's questioning it. No one's mentioning it.
This is a special edition. This podcast, because it's actually the week of Halloween, and we've got witch hunts and we've got clowns like Dennis Rubio. So this is a proper. I mean, I just don't know what you're talking about now. I've just lost complete sense of what you're talking about. So every time we score, it's a foul from a corner.
Yes,
I
it
went,
was. Majority of them anyway. You foul the keeper. You stand in front of the keeper.
Anyway, let's talk about the actual game now, because Gabriel also had a header that hit the bar. Do you remember that? And we had a few shots after that, didn't we? Do you remember? So after that, Rice had a shot. The keeper, I don't know how the keeper reacted to that. That was a pretty good. And then we had another opportunity at Saka, and apparently Saka wasn't feeling very well, so Arteta probably shouldn't have played him. But he had that shot that went wide. But apparently, also we picked up 3 injuries. We picked up the injury of Declan Rice. We picked up an injury of Saliba. And also, Martinelli's had a bit of a knock as well. And Calafiori. So we'll have to see how them injuries, because Arteta said he's not sure about. So we might have quite a few injuries, which will please you, wouldn't it, Dan?
Have we heard any updates on how those injuries are, or are we just waiting until the next game?
I've not heard any updates yet. They said I think the worst one so far is possibly Saliba, because he went off half time. So that was a bit, and obviously Mascara came on half time, so that was a bit worrying. So that's possibly the worst one, but I don't know whether he's done it as a precaution and he just took a knock. We're not sure. Yeah. So
well, I want to ask a question. Let's see if there's any biases there. Do you think the expectation on Liverpool? Do you think you have any sympathy for Arne Slot for what he's going through, or with the new team that he's got? You know, or a lot of players that left and a few injuries in the Liverpool team, senior players. Do you think that's part of the reason why we've not been performing well?
Before James and Tom come in with their opinions, they'll have a certain opinion. I was saying, and I every week people must think, God, he says the same thing. But I was saying before the season started, Liverpool were buying a lot of players which I don't understand who they've replaced. Liverpool had a good season last year where all they had to do was to replace a like for like for each player, or maybe improve the squad. But I think that happened with Wirtz, and then they end up buying 2 strikers which can't play together, only because the system. Not saying those 2 can't play together, because the system Slot wants to play doesn't work around playing 2 strikers. I think the defence was a major issue which hasn't been solved. So I think, without going off topic, when you bring this many players into a team, this has happened to Liverpool before with the Suarez money. It doesn't work.
Well, it's not like I understand your point. I think
it's this quickly and expect results. So Liverpool are going to have to expect. I think, watching some of the results, I thought they get better, and I don't think they're getting better on the ball. I think some players are individually getting better. We've seen Wirtz getting on the ball more. He had a close shot which he should have scored. I think as a team, confidence has really been knocked. So I'd be very worried if there needs an individual bit of brilliance. They need to sort out laying a goal in within the first 5-10 minutes of the game.
I think the way I looked at it, that Brentford game, in the last few games, I think Arne Slot is trying to fit the whole team against Florian. I think his main focus is Florian trying to get his position. So he's been experimenting him, putting him on the left, on the little bit of left, a little bit on the right, center. Obviously, it hasn't been working so far. I think it's been inconsistent the way he's managing Florian Wirtz and telling him where he should go or where he should stand. There's too many changes every single week. I think it's ruining the rhythm of the team. I mean, last season we're criticized for not changing the team rotation too much. Do we play the same team? But sometimes that works. When you have a system that works, why change it? I think Mo Salah is the key point as well. I think there's too many egos that if you drop them, you start being a crybaby. Like Mo Salah got really when he got dropped midweek during the Champions League, he was just like, oh, looked so unhappy, and he looked so unhappy against Brentford. Like, if you drop Mo Salah next game and you play the same team as you played against Frankfurt, you have Ikatike and Isa play together, I bet you in the money we will start winning games. But I think it's just
but Isak had a groin injury, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's quite injured. But I'm just saying, if going forward, like like Mo Salah's got to sit down somehow. But it's just down to the manager if he's ruthless or not, ruthless enough and not to take on the, the crybabies. Like, if you want to drop them, just drop them. Like, who gives a shit? Like, I think honest lot was having a go at Mo Salah during Brentford game. He was just like, why are you doing this from the sideline?
There's too many changes. I agree with Craig. I think the problem is it's going to take them a while to adapt. And I think you had no midfield. I don't think it's just the defence. I think they were running through you.
Yeah, there's no midfield. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just an awful.
I think that they've not found their feet in the midfield yet, and they don't know who the proper holding. Obviously, you're missing Gravenberg, aren't you? Is it Gravenberg?
He's a massive
Gravenberg. Yeah. One thing I say for sure is right now, I think the team is going in transition right now. Like, people expected Liverpool to have the transition last season when Honest Lot came in, and obviously that never happened. And now, I think the fans needs to calm down a bit. Like, the fan base, the Liverpool fan base needs to calm down. I know it's only 15% of the fans that is just so negative coming off on social media. Everything is just so negative, like it. And a lot of the players, by the way, read all these comments online. Mo Salah fucking goes on Twitter, mate. Like he sees all these comments from this top most followed fans on Twitter. They see it and they see the criticism. I think get rid of those people, man. Like, why are you supporting Liverpool if you're they're in a bad moral, like they're on a losing streak right now. The confidence is low, and you want to kick the team down by saying, "Oh, Mo Salah out, Onslaught out," and all this, and it's just very, very horrible way to express. The team's losing. Why are you supporting Liverpool when they're winning and then you support them in the league?
Then all teams get comments on their players.
Yeah, I get it. I know it's only a certain point of people, but those people are got the most followers online. They have the most voice, so it outweighs all the positive.
Yeah. So to answer your question about if I feel sympathy for him, not really, because he is the manager and it's his job to try and fix the team. But I do think for any manager of any team, I've always thought that it's really ridiculous. The fact that it's so high stakes that some managers get about, like half a season or whatever to manage. And if they don't do well, then they get the sack or that's wrong. I mean, I think that's for any manager, that it's wrong for someone to not be given the chance to try and prove yourself.
Respect, ruthless.
That's the point.
I think. Just quickly before we move on to James, because obviously we want to read James's points. But I think the issue that might be out there. I think Slot really wanted Salah to sign the contract, and I think this is me personally thinking. It's not something I've heard. I just think there's a little bit of. I think he wants Salah to kick on because he probably is looking a little bit red-faced by getting Salah that contract when FSG don't really renew players at this age, and they spent a lot of money on keeping him when they could have probably got they could have offloaded Salah, had enough of those great years with him, and then freed up the wage bill. I don't know. I just know, knowing FSG for so long, the fact that they give him a new contract, I think maybe Slot has something to do. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking up my arse now. But I do think sometimes I'm thinking, why can't Slot just say, let's give him a couple of games out and get these TK playing together? James, what do you think, mate?
What on Liverpool still, or?
I don't know. We switch back and forth. It's going to be a nightmare to edit. But yeah, Liverpool.
So Liverpool, I think... as I say, I think the midfield was weak that particular game when I watched it. The first goal came from a bloody. Can you still see me? Is it still on?
No.
Oh, hang on a sec. So the first goal came from a throw-in, didn't it? It was a long throw, and the thing is, the defenders should be heading that clear straight away, shouldn't they? Really, and then obviously you got the scissor kick. But I think it's just. At the moment, I don't think they've got the structure right of the team at the moment. So I think it's going to take them a while to adapt because they've brought in so many different players that ain't used to playing in the way that Arne Slot wants to play. So I think that's where the difficulty lies. And I think, and I don't really know. I mean, obviously you see him win the Premier League last year, but I'm not sure what he's trying to do with his team yet. That's the thing. I don't know which players are going to fit where. Like Waltz, and he's a very creative player, isn't he? It's very difficult to see. To say, for instance, Isaac comes back from his groin injury. I would have stuck with the team, obviously, against Frankfurt, but he couldn't because Isaac had that groin injury, didn't he? So, but in a way, I don't know how he's going to fit Ekatika and Isaac into the same team at the moment. I'm not sure what tactics he's going to use. Or
can I ask? This is more James. If you can put your camera on, that'd be great because I don't think keep putting photos over the top of the edits.
Why has it gone off? Oh, there we go. Sorry.
What I want to ask is going on the set pieces, not just set pieces as in corner kicks, free kicks. Long throws have become the new, not even the new thing, but it is in trend at the moment. There's a lot of goals scored at the moment by set pieces and long throws being in that set pieces. Deitch was saying something very funny earlier in the week, saying how people saw his type of football negative because he relied on the long throw, and now the Premier League's quite relying not just on long throws but free kicks, corners. I mean, is that something? I mean, Arsenal obviously are very good at it at the moment because they're using the free kicks to their advantage. Is he not? Brentford are using the long throw to their advantage, and other teams as well. I mean, is this the sign of a new? Football evolves all the time, and it's not really going backwards, but we're kind of using the new sports science along with long throws and set pieces and using them to the advantage.
Well, you've got to come up with whatever way possible to score, isn't you? And I think it's going a bit old school, going back to the way it used to be with long throws, corners, free kicks. And I think at the end of the day, I think you use what players you've got at your disposal. So I think the reason why Arsenal are doing that a lot is because they've got a lot of physical players. And I think they've learned to play. They've learned that when they're not scoring from open play, they've learned that they've got these physical players. Like, what till we get Havertz back? We'll have him. He's another tall player in the box. We've got Marino scores. We've got Saliba. We've got Gabriel. We've got Timbu scores headers. We've just got quite. And in the past under Wenger, it was all this tippy-tappy football, and we'd never cross the ball in the box. We'd try and play through teams, and now it's the complete opposite. So it's good to see.
And then you realise that you can park the bus and score from and get
yeah, but we're not parking the bus, are we? Because they didn't have a single shot. So how are we parking the bus? We was all in there.
That's exactly you parking the bus.
No one can
take a single shot at yours.
The difference in definition between your parking the bus and our parking the bus is that Arsenal have a solid defence, whereas you're saying that the whole team is actually defending. Parking the bus is the whole team actually going behind defending. Arsenal have four defenders who defend very, very well, and we have
you have all your teams defend.
Really good defensive midfielder, but they don't all go back and defend. That's wrong.
I just want to.
Oh, sorry. It's crazy how we're not even missing Party, are we, really? Zeba Mendes just came in and done the job. But the thing is, as I say, I don't see it as parking the bus because they didn't have a single shot on target. Did they? So how's it possible? If
can I ask why, looking from an outsider, and I didn't watch the Arsenal Palace game, but Arsenal seem to be winning a lot of games by just a single goal or maybe... why is that from your point of view, Tom and James? Why are Arsenal only winning 1-0, 2-0, and not, if the other team isn't having that? I mean, Palace have one shot on goal, 7 shots in total, 1 shot on goal. Why aren't Arsenal scoring more goals? Because they're clearly having more shots.
I think it's because, I think it's because we've had quite a few new signings, so it's a similar thing to Slot in the way that we're having to adapt, they're having to get used to each other. The other thing is, Gyökeres, actually, it seems like his best skill is that not skill, but it's like a side effect of him being quite physical and being good up front, is that what he constantly does is that he frees up a lot of space because he draws out quite a few defenders towards him, so he actually opens up space for other players to go and score. So that's
isn't that what Giroud did?
why we don't have. That's one thing why we don't score a lot of goals, because that happens, I think, sometimes.
There's a simple.
but you're forgetting
And I think those are the two sort of main reasons. Really, it's just that they're still gelling. Yeah.
It's a simple answer, Craig. They just can't score from an open play.
No,
That's all.
no.
They're not
So
very
hang
good
on,
at it.
hang on.
Well, so we have scored quite a lot. I mean, like in Champions
Not
League,
quite a lot. I wouldn't say quite a lot.
we scored
If the ratio for your
like
scoring
3
goal on
or
open play
so we
is
scored
70%.
so we scored 2 or 3 goals in like
70% to 30%.
So can I get a word in
70%
there?
set piece and 30% open play. That's the fact.
I can't get a word in. So what about the team in the Champions League that got the best defensive record that we beat 4-0 then? Was that?
No, that's what I just said, James.
Yeah. So we battered them 4-0. So
Yeah.
what about Leeds?
And guess what happened in the first goal when you got the first goal when you were struggling until you got
Well,
the
we've got
first goal?
17
Atletico
goals
Madrid.
altogether. How can you beat?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't matter, does it? About like
Yeah, but it breaks
And
the
that's-
gel on it.
set pieces. Look, I
You
love
can't defend set
the old
pieces, man. You know set pieces are.
I love the old Arsenal team where it was Omri, Bergkamp, Ljungberg, Perez, Vieira, and
Even
that
Arsenal
team
was more entertaining.
it was beautiful football, right? And so I often say to myself, yeah, like we aren't like that anymore, but there aren't any team that is like that team, really.
No, we were like that too.
like-
Hang on.
Let's
We
just
were
say
like-
that.
No, hang on. We were like that 2 seasons ago, and we lost the league by 2 points to Man City. So what's the point in being like that if you're not going to win the league? That's bloody pointless, isn't it? Really?
Dennis, you'd made a
But the other
point.
thing I'm saying is that it's no bad thing to score some goals from set pieces, because in
Some
any
goals. Majority
sport,
of your goals from set piece.
in any
But it doesn't
sport,
matter. We're
the
winning the
aim
league then.
is to take advantage, and you do that in any way that you can. I mean, that's the same in any sport, right? So
Dennis,
that's it.
Can
End
I
of conversation, really.
I just ask Dennis something, and this is me being controversial. It's something Dennis brought up, so don't shoot the messenger. With Liverpool having a very poor start, Man City are very inconsistent. Chelsea are the nearly team.
Right. So we all know
You've got
what's coming now,
Sunderland
don't we?
and
We all know what's coming.
Brentford or Bournemouth near the top. Are Arsenal doing very well because they haven't got the same challenges as the rest of the
We
teams
all
over the
know.
years?
We all
Is
knew
it
that was
another
coming,
Leicester?
didn't we?
Is it another Leicester type of season where there isn't really a challenge for the top at the moment, and that's why Arsenal are running away with it? Dennis says.
100%, Craig. I think 100%.
We all knew that question was coming, didn't we?
And I tell you what, though, like, and
great
this is the further point. Like you've been winning from set piece. The only good team that you played and you lost to this season. And guess which team was
you're
that
the
was?
only good team we played.
Yeah, that is wow.
And then you played against Man City and you got a draw.
So if you're the only good team we played, what are you
And
7th?
when you played Liverpool and Man City and even you've not played any team that was worthy enough to challenge. You know, they're not good enough. The team that you've been playing, and you've been playing more home games than any other team so far. So I have no idea what you're on about.
All right, then who is good enough to challenge us? Because no one's challenging us at the moment. Who's
Because you've not played anyone good.
so we played Man City, Man United. We played.
Have you played Chelsea?
Who's going to challenge? So Chelsea's going to challenge us. Is it Chelsea that's going to challenge us?
Have you played away games to Chelsea? Have you played away games
We haven't
to
played Chelsea at all. We haven't played.
Oh, there you go. Have you played away games to Spurs?
Yeah, we can't talk about games that we're going to play, can we, Dan?
Have you played away games to?
We only can talk about the
Liverpool?
games that we played. Like, there's no point in.
You lost.
We know we played you away. You beat us.
Exactly, and then you lost.
Like a hypothetical
Yeah,
question, isn't it? Which is.
Well, what are you on about? I don't know what you're on about. So we played Newcastle away. We played Man United away.
Oh,
We played
let's recap your run for the meantime. Let's look at this. Let me pull out all your fixtures so far for the last 4 games. Let's see who you've been playing. All right.
Right, I know what
I just want to
happens, right?
say one thing quickly. about Den. I'm quite surprised because today
I'm
was
not.
the day that I heard someone having the biggest ego of someone who I've ever met. Thank you, Den, for showing me
Well,
that
here we go. Here
someone
we
has
go.
a massive ego.
Well,
I'm not
you played
surprised.
you played against Liverpool. You lost to Liverpool, right? And then after you lost to Liverpool, you played Nottingham Forest at home, and you won 3-0.
So
And
where'd
after,
you? Oh no,
and
that's
after
not.
Nottingham Forest, you played Man City at home, another home game, but you drew that, and that game wasn't convincing either. Like you nearly lost that one. And then after the Man City game, you played Newcastle, and you scraped that win as well. You were struggling to beat Newcastle away, but again you scored from a set piece. After Newcastle, you played West Ham, who's been a bottom of the league by the way. They've won 0 games so far, West Ham. And after West Ham, you won against Fulham, which is another team that's just, I wouldn't say the best team in the Premier League. And after Fulham, you played Crystal Palace. And it wasn't even convincing. You came from another set piece. So I don't know
Okay,
why
so let's have a look at the
team are you
Liverpool
playing?
games now. That
No,
you're saying that. Let's have a look at the Liverpool games.
Yeah, let's look at the Liverpool matches here. Look.
All right, so
you only just
since
beat
you start
Newcastle.
doing this,
Respect
then
me.
you can't do that.
Let's look at Liverpool games since
The thing
Right.
is that you can't really compare it, can you? Because what James is saying is the thing is that in different seasons, teams go up and down, and so that's just the natural sort of way of football, isn't it? And so you're saying that we're winning
Liverpool has played
because
Chelsea.
Man City, Liverpool are crap this season. Well, there's other teams who are doing super well, and so why are you comparing them as being much better? And that's just because of your past, isn't it? But that's not really now in the present.
You had more
is it?
advantage so far. That's why
No,
you've been
it's not
winning,
really
because you
now
had
in
a
the
little bit more
present.
advantage and a bit of luck.
If you think of now
pretty
in the
much.
present, so there's other teams who are way better. Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at the table, there's so Bournemouth are better than Liverpool, Spurs are better than Liverpool, then Sunderland are better than Liverpool. So if you stick with the present, then
But
that's
look at
how
the
it is.
fixtures, Tom.
So
Look at the
you don't
fixtures.
have
They've
to
not played.
really.
Who have they been playing, mate?
To be fair with Bournemouth, they played Brighton, Leeds,
Liverpool.
come on.
Brighton, Leeds,
They played
Nottingham
Liverpool.
Forest, Palace, Fulham,
Yeah, and they lost.
and they only get
Yeah, they play well against you. I mean, we can always say that as well because you let in 2 goals by them. I think. I mean, that was the first game,
So
wasn't it?
the real test now. I'll tell you what, though, the real test now. It's not. You might win again next week.
Yeah.
Like you got Burnley away, which is you probably walk that in against
Oh,
Burnley,
no,
right?
finish the
Terrible
question.
team. No. Let me finish this first. This is your fixtures now. You're gonna win the Burnley game away, the next time, and then this is the real test now. Sunderland away.
Oh, right. So now we have
Sunderland
psychic
are
then.
currently on form.
Oh,
Let's see how
right.
you
So now it's
perform.
psychic then. Psychic then.
No,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
just saying.
Oh, yes,
Like,
psychic.
if you when you look at this also in form in a minute, Sunderland's on form, and you're gonna play
I
them
see
away.
the future. Arsenal are going to lose.
And you have Spurs.
That's
No,
what
this is
Ben's
your
doing.
challenge. Now, this is your main challenge. If you listen to me, see if you can overcome this. Yes, I will believe that you have the best team in the Premier League. Right? See, if you listen to what I'm saying, all right, this is your challenge now. After Burnley, guess who you have? You have Sunderland home. You have Tottenham, Spurs
Tottenham
at
and
home.
Chelsea.
All right, sorry, Sunderland away. Arsenal versus Spurs after that.
Mm.
And you got
And then
Bayern
Chelsea.
Munich in the Champions League. And you have Chelsea, Brentford, and Aston Villa. We'll see
And
how
guess who
that.
you've got? Guess who you've got? You've got Real Madrid.
It doesn't
Aston
matter.
Villa.
It doesn't matter what we've got. We've already fall off the title race.
Yeah, but you've got
No,
Aston Villa next, Real Madrid, and then Man City.
What? So are you saying that your title's over, Dad? Like, are you just like, is that
Yeah,
you
well,
done?
I wanted to ask you,
we're
actually.
going to be. I'm just saying that
Is that
you
you
still
done
think
now,
Liverpool
Dad?
can
you
win the
haven't
league?
been tested since Man City.
Have you given up from
Arsenal team
like
has not been
4
tested
games
since
lost
Man
and you've
City.
given up already?
You've not had a proper opponent since
This
Manchester
is too
City.
chaotic now. You can't hear no one. It's too chaotic. Screen.
You just refuse to what I'm saying to you. You've not had the real test of playing a good team so far. After Man City, you played all the easiest team that you could have played for.
Well,
That's
hang
why
on. We
you've
played
won all this
Newcastle.
game.
Why?
Your
We
real
played
test
Newcastle away.
is
Man United.
Sunderland.
So what about Man United away?
It's Sunderland and
What
Spurs
about Man
and
United
Bayern
away?
Munich. Let's see. All right, then let's
What about Man
let's see
United
how
away?
you play against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. If you're so good, let's see how you play. How you play against Bayern Munich, a top team, like a proper good side. All right, we'll see in the next
What
couple
about
of
the
weeks.
team we
In the
played
next
the other week?
3 or 4 weeks.
What about the team we played the other week that we
But,
batted 4-0?
these teams are not well known to be the best team in the world. They might have one good season in the past, but they're not.
Madrid is known
They're not.
to
They're
actually
not.
be a very
They're not
good
the same
team.
level as Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Man City. These teams that you've been playing aren't really the toughest team in
well,
Europe, are they?
I'm pretty sure
When the real test that
Atletico
you're going to play
Madrid
is
have
Bayern Munich.
challenged them for
Do you
like
think you
for La
think you can
Liga,
walk
I'm
into Bayern
pretty
Munich? You tell me. Do you think you can beat Bayern Munich
We
right
will
now?
walk in a Bayern Munich because we've got them as a fixture. Yeah, we will walk in.
But you're going to win it, are you? Are you just going to comfortably win
I
4-0
don't know.
against
We'll have to
Bayern
wait and
Munich?
see, won't we? I don't
Well,
know.
there you go. So you're worrying about it now. You see the fears coming for your eyes, mate, because you know what you're doing with set pieces corner. It's not sustainable once you play the big team in your team.
No, the question I wanted to ask you about half an hour ago now, because I've got to go in a minute because I've got to get to my parents in Southwark, right? Is do you still think Liverpool are going to win the league?
Well, we'll finish above Arsenal. Trust me.
No, hang on. That wasn't the question I asked. You sounds like Boris. Do you still think Liverpool can win the league?
We will finish above Arsenal. We don't have to worry about the league. We can Liverpool can miss the league this season and win the FA Cup or win the Champions League or win the Carling Cup, but we'll have more trophy than you this season. I bet you any money on that one.
I don't think you should be saying that sort of thing, Dan. I think that's very bad of you to like
No,
start
it's not.
to give up
It's not.
so
It's
early
not.
on in the
That's
season.
just history, mate. It's just
That's
history. It's track
pathetic.
records.
You're already giving up and you don't care about the league anymore.
It's track records. We will
Yeah,
win a
but-
trophy. Arsenal this season.
I've got a fact, actually. I've got a fact. The year Chelsea won the league after we went invincible, they only let him 15 goals. They reckon Arsenal are on track to let in less than 15 goals the way we're playing. They've been talking about it on Talk Sport. I reckon we're on track to let in less than 15 goals.
Tottenham have only let in 7.
Yeah, we've let in 3.
Oh, by the way, I just wanna before we go, I just wanna go back to Craig's question before about the throw-ins and things. So it's another stats from the Brentford game, by the way. So someone posted this on Twitter and did the calculation. So apparently Brentford had 10 throw-ins, and it took them on average of 55 seconds to take the throw-in. That's 9 minutes altogether of the time that was taken to take the throw-in. 10 of it.
You're going to say you didn't get long enough at the end of the game when you had about 10 minutes.
No, I'm just saying a keeper can only touch the ball for 8 seconds max. And why is it taking a minute for to take the throw in?
You do realise you're the team that's had the most added time on every game.
It's not the added time. It's the how long you take the throw in.
You're becoming like 30.
It's taking too long to take the throw in.
So now you're saying that they should change the rule and because you're losing.
Yeah, because it's time wasting. It's time wasting.
You're saying
they
should actually change the law.
Because when you time waste it takes away from the 90 minutes, isn't it? They don't add that. They don't add that. They only add extra time. The only extra added time is when someone's a foul on a thing. They don't add it on extra time. They took 9 minutes away from the normal game.
Let me ask you this question.
Bring this rule in about all season.
So if Liverpool had not lost the past 4 or 5 games in a row, would you be still asking the law to change and make it so that throw-ins have to be less than a certain time?
No, because
of course.
No. Listen.
No.
About 3 or 4 or 5 seasons ago, they brought in the law that if there's a throw-in, that's where the clock gets stopped and it gets played. What I don't understand, and this doesn't bother me because it's not just me, it's not just Liverpool. It's also Chelsea, and I've seen it against Newcastle as well. This is Newcastle play, not versus Liverpool, where there has been nearly 10, 11 minutes, and that's because teams are now slowing the game down to do long throws. Now, I'm not against the clock stopping because you can't then be the opposing team moaning that there's 11 minutes over when you've just spent half the second off deciding who's going to throw the ball in.
It took 50 seconds.
Defenders run up the pitch. No, that's not just Liverpool. That's Newcastle have had it against them. And who was the other team I said? Chelsea. Chelsea was the other team as well. All these teams are having more time. The reason for that is because teams are slowing the game down, but they don't do that in the Champions League. So, listen, you guys arguing is just blowing my mind. So I can't even get any words out. What I'm trying to say is to stop this ridiculous stoppage time. Stop spending half the game deciding who's going to take the throw in, deciding who's going to run up for the corner. I mean, 5 substitutes as well. I mean, that's where half the time gets stopped.
Yeah, and you're missing the total 90 minutes because they don't get added into the calculation.
Was it Clattenburg, the old referee, who said that? He said it was one of the rules he wanted bringing in was the clock stopping, but yeah.
Anyway,
that's why they introduced the 8-second rule for the goalkeeper to hold the ball.
Sorry, can I just finish if James is going to go? This is a genuine question. I want to know what you guys think about Man United's form.
Hang on. First episode, wind it back to first episode. I said United could get in the top 4. Do you remember?
Where do we? Obviously, we could talk about this for a long time, but I just want to know what everyone's opinions are. Where do we all realistically see Man United finishing at this point of the season, 9 games in? I
think they'll be in the top 6.
Top 6, yeah. I mean, I must admit, I had them not to even be anywhere near there, but it is starting to look like they are getting some form together.
I remember on the first episode, if you wind it back, I said United to get in the top 4. I might think about top 6 now, but I do remember saying that. I was the only one out of you 3 that said United to get in the top area of the table.
And from both Arsenal fans' point of view, very quickly, any worries about Tottenham's form?
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about Tottenham. I think they're our biggest threat at the moment. They're not letting in goals. I think they're our biggest threat. I honestly do.
Only 7 goals conceded on the 2 games lost. What about you, Tom, very quickly?
No, I'm not worried about them, no.
Fair enough.
No fear. Believe.
It's going from it.
Says the one who's just been moaning about Liverpool doing really bad and saying that this team are losing, saying that they should change the rule on throw-ins to make it less time. Okay.
Yeah, do you still think Arteta's a crap manager?
Yes, he is.
100%.
100%, mate.
Oh, Jan,
it's what. I mean, to qualify, when you spend £1.2 billion.
It's the money. Years, don't make him a good manager then. No,
and you've won 1 FA Cup. It's not good for your CV, mate.
Hang on, Arnie's got to spend loads of money. He's going backwards.
Liverpool spend 200 million.
Yeah. You spend loads of money then. You spent on, Isaac. You spent loads of money. You spent more.
But you're going to ignore the players that we sold off. We sold about 3-4 players for lots of money too.
Anyway,
Arsenal, you know what really amazes me? Like, what was the amount of money that Arsenal sold a player for? I think the biggest one, is 50 million or something, or 40 million, which was Ox-Chamberlain, by the way, I think. Unless they broke that record by selling somebody higher. But for last time Arsenal sold a player for that kind of amount of money, it's Ox-Chamberlain for 35 million to Liverpool. Like, Arsenal are not in a team, they're just buying players and they're not making any money out of it, you know. They don't develop players, they buy players that are shit.
Hi guys, it's been a pleasure. This has been episode 10. We'll see you all soon.
We didn't sing the theme song because it's good that you come up with this podcast then, but we haven't sang the theme